Hey everybody, this is Mike with G&G Tactical coming back at you today. This time I want to give you 5 tips to help make your house a little bit more of a fortress. One of the things that we're committed to with G&G Tactical is to help people better protect their family and to be a hard target for people with bad intentions. First tip that I want to talk about today is the tip about lights. And like I talked about in my last video, people with bad intentions tend to like darkness, so parking in the light is a great help. Well, it's the same thing around your house too. What I personally do is I put in LED bulbs into the lights at my garage for the driveway, the lights on my front porch, and also the lights in the back. And I use LED for a couple different reasons. One is they tend to burn less electricity or use less electricity, and so that I leave mine on all the time and it doesn't cost too much extra, like I can't notice it on my electric bill. Also too, they burn cooler, so that means they last longer. Mine have been out there for a couple years and been left on the whole time, just to make things a little bit brighter. If my neighbors were driving by and saw somebody messing with my front porch, on my front porch, or in my backyard or whatever, it's easier for them to see who it is, whether it's me or my wife or one of my kids that are visiting or whatever. So that helps out a lot. And then also too, what I did was I got some solar lights that they have 3 different settings, and I leave them, I put it on to where they're on all of the time, just dim, and then when they detect motion, they'll come on brighter. And I put those on dark spots of the house. So like between my house and my neighbor's house, it was really dark there, so I put 2, one at each end of the house to help brighten that up a little bit. Same thing on the other side of the house. And then I put one on the back corner to do the same thing, and they've been working very effectively. The other thing about lights is also your indoor lights. What I personally do is I have LED bulbs in most of my light fixtures in the house, and I'll leave a light on in my living room. I leave one on upstairs in our bonus area upstairs, just for a couple different reasons. One, the lights are on, and so somebody might be less likely to come in because the lights are on. They don't know if somebody's up or what the deal is. But also too, if something happens in the middle of the night, whether I hear something that's out of place, or maybe somebody comes in the door, I can actually see who it is that's moving around in my house, and helps me be a little bit more responsible in my personal and family self-defense. The second tip that I have that I would share with you is cameras, outdoor cameras. They make them where they work by Wi-Fi. They have memory cards in them. Mine have apps, so it'll alert me when there's movement in the back or in the front, and I can check out and see what it is. And they work at night, so if all the lights went out, they have night vision capability, and I can check my tapes, and mine are situated in such a way that it sees the entrances of my house, and they stay on all the time. They have to be recharged maybe every 3 months, and like I said, the app lets me know those kind of things, and I can go through and look at the alerts and why it went off and check see what it was, whether it's my flag or somebody came up, somebody delivered a package. But it'll also catch if somebody's at my door that shouldn't be there, and I'll be able to turn that over to law enforcement if necessary. When you're looking for lights, you can get them relatively inexpensive. The ones that I purchased were about $50 a piece, and they have motion sensors, they have night vision, they're Wi-Fi capable, and they also have an app, and then you can put a memory card in there so that you're extending the memory. The third tip that I would share with you is about locked and deadbolted doors. One of the things that will help your locks on your doors be more efficient is to take out all of the small screws on the door plate and the plate where the locks for the doorknob and for the deadbolt, and replace those half-inch screws with 3-inch screws. What happens is it goes deeper into the wood, it's more secure, it makes it a little bit harder for somebody to shoulder the door open. Obviously it's not going to make it to where nobody can get in ever, but it's going to make it a little bit harder on them to get in, and I would suggest that you use your deadbolts. just because it just makes it harder for somebody to break your door in. And I use them at night, when, like I said, when we go to bed, I'm second and third time checking the doors to make sure they're locked and those kind of things. And I deadbolt it, and when I leave the house, I deadbolt it, just because there are things in my house that I don't want to lose, and there are things in my house that are sensitive items that I don't want to fall into somebody's hands that should not have them. Like I said, the Fayetteville Police have a 9 p.m. lockdown habit that they promote, and that is a great idea. I typically, like when we know we're in the house for the night, I'll lock the doors, make sure the lights are on, even though I don't turn them on, but I just check to make sure. And that's part of my night ritual. Tip number 4 is to go around and check for like bushes and stuff that is around ground floor windows. What you're looking for, is it easy for somebody to hide behind that bush or to crouch down or whatever. So what I would suggest that you do is to clear that area out so that it's hard for somebody to find something to hide behind around windows. You could also maybe plant some things with some thorny vines or something like that, to where somebody isn't going to want to mess around with that. But you just want to make it hard for somebody to hide and either look in the windows or try to find a window that's open, or to try to break into your windows. And then also too, make sure that all your ground floor windows are locked. And then the last tip is to put stage or position defensive items around the house. I'm not a big fan of putting things right next to your doors, because somebody can come into the door and then you no longer have access to whatever it is you put by the door. It's not a bad idea. So like I have a pretty thick walking stick by my front door, in case either my wife or I are answering the door and somebody is there that has bad intentions. At least there's something that's within grasp. You can put pepper spray around the doors, or places around the house where you might be at, whether it's the kitchen, the living room, maybe in the bedroom, wherever that's at, things that are easy to get a hold of and that can be used for defensive items. Firearms, you can stage your firearms. Just make sure that you do it in such a way that it's safe, whether you're using small lock boxes or whatever that is, but you should have them secure, because it's your responsibility as a firearm owner to make sure that your weapons and your firearms are safely secured. There's pepper spray, you can get a taser, bats, clubs, whatever, to have them around the house. That way if somebody does break into your house, you have some way to protect yourself. And like I said, these tips are pretty relatively inexpensive. Like I said, the lights, I think you can get those for about $40. The cameras, about $50 a piece. The light bulbs, pack of light bulbs, I don't know, $10 or so, to change out your light bulbs. Those kinds of things. But yet these things are actually very helpful in making your house more of a fortress. Obviously, if somebody wants to get in and they want to do harm or they want to do bad things, they're going to find a way to do it. But hopefully these things can help out to make your house a little bit safer and to make it a little bit harder. And when they encounter your security measures, they just move on to somebody else's house who hasn't done the preparation. But I would encourage you to share this video with your friends and your family, your neighbors, so that they can help make their houses more of a fortress and safer for them and harder for people to get into. We really appreciate all the response that we've gotten from our videos. We'll keep publishing these as time permits and those kind of things. But we just really appreciate you. And if you could, give this video a like and a share with like I said, with friends and family, people that you know on your social media, just to help them be safer. Again, my name is Mike, and I'm with G&G Tactical. We have some classes coming up in the future. You can go on to our Facebook page, which is G&G Tactical NC, and you can see what classes that we have coming up in the future and other videos, training videos that we put onto our site. All right, so have a great day and be a hard target.